Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Today, we're diving into the turbulent waters of the Chinese EV market. It's no secret that the pace of growth in this sector has hit the brakes, a stark contrast to the rapid acceleration we saw just a year ago. But this isn't just about electric vehicles. It's a reflection of the broader slowdown in the Chinese economy. So, what does this mean for the multitude of Chinese EV manufacturers? Are they on the brink of collapse? Let's delve into the top 5 reasons why alarm bells are ringing as the Chinese EV industry grapples with the aftermath of a market meltdown. Reason number 5. The Chinese economy is hitting the brakes. The EV slowdown is part of a larger issue. The Chinese economy, after decades of growth, appears to have peaked. Challenges such as an aging population and high unemployment rates are hindering consumer spending, especially with the fall of the real estate sector. The government has taken steps to add liquidity to its banking system and boost its lagging stock market. However, research firms like Capital Economics predict only a 4% growth in China's economy in 2024. This economic shift will take years. Meanwhile, EV companies continue to struggle. In the last quarter of 2023, companies like NIO and XPeng reported net losses of over $600 million and $500 million, respectively. Profits are rare, especially after the price war started, with Li Auto being one of the few companies to record a profit of $385 million in the third quarter of last year. With the Chinese economy slowing down and the peak of the automotive market behind us, EV makers are finding their maneuvering space increasingly restricted. It's easy to predict that they will continue to lose millions of dollars annually. For most companies, attracting new investors is becoming more difficult. This is evident in the falling stock prices of leading Chinese EV manufacturers like NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, which have reportedly seen their stocks plummet by 40 to 65% over the past few months. Reason number 4. The battle of prices. The slowdown in EV growth and the saturation of the overall car market have led many companies to take drastic measures to stay afloat. The Chinese car market, despite its size, appears oversaturated, especially in the EV sector, which makes up about a third of the total market in the world's second most populous country. Growth has significantly slowed to around 30% year over year, indicating a shrinking pool of new customers. Consequently, most car makers have entered a price war, offering massive discounts rather than minor incentives. This is a survival strategy, where the largest companies believe they can outlast the smaller ones and eventually dominate the market. However, currently, everyone is losing substantial amounts of money. Major players like BYD have slashed prices by 100% or more, while companies like Li Auto, XPeng GAC, and SAIC are also offering hefty discounts. The ongoing price war has even forced foreign players to participate. The Volkswagen Group, a longtime dominant force in China, is now offering massive discounts, particularly on Audi models, which are now 50% cheaper. BMW and Toyota are also offering significant discounts on their vehicles. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Reason number 3, the downfall of BYD. BYD is undoubtedly the largest EV company in China, and possibly the only one that consistently turns a profit. It's considered Tesla's biggest competitor, both in terms of technology and sales figures. However, it too is feeling the pinch of domestic market saturation. The issue this company faces is that it has never managed to carve out a position in the global market. It does sell some cars in Australia and Europe, but the sales figures are far from impressive. As a result, 95% of its production ends up in the domestic market. With the current slowdown, it's not surprising that the biggest players are the hardest hit. In February, the company sold just around 50,000 vehicles, a significant 37% drop compared to the same month last year. And it seems that the massive discounts aren't helping much, as a slight decline is expected for the entire year. Given all this, It's not surprising that the stock value has dropped 23% over the last 12 months. So the chairman and chief executive, Wang Chuanfu, suggested that the company should buy back its shares to boost the stock price. According to the latest reports, the company will spend $55.6 million on buying A shares. Reason number 2, the giants stumble. The Minnows are on life support. When you see the titans of the industry faltering, it paints a grim picture for the smaller players, especially in the face of this colossal market meltdown. Their struggles are even more pronounced, a trend that has been ongoing for years. Rewind to 2017, and there were over 500 registered EV makers in China. Today, that number has dwindled to around 90, but even this figure is under scrutiny. Experts suggest that a significant number of these remaining manufacturers are essentially dormant. Some manage to sell a mere 500 vehicles quarterly, while others can't even achieve that. Furthermore, reports indicate that only 20 companies operate at 60% or more of their production capacity. Considering that the top 10 EV sellers in China command 80% of the market, it's hardly surprising that the rest are essentially on life support. With the ongoing price war, bankruptcy seems to be the inevitable fate for most of them. Reason number 1, the carnage has commenced. The warnings of a sea of blood in the Chinese EV industry have now become a reality. The market is decelerating, stock prices are tumbling, and even the industry giants are struggling. The recent wave of bankruptcies provides compelling evidence. In just the past few months, over 5 EV makers have declared bankruptcy, including once promising companies like Evergrande New Energy Auto. Despite significant investments, this EV maker, part of one of China's largest conglomerates, never managed to secure a prominent market position and declared bankruptcy. It turns out that the company lost $17 million on every vehicle it ever sold. WM, a startup with an initial capital of $5.3 billion, also failed to establish a sustainable business model and is essentially defunct today, despite its active pursuit of new investors. SAIC, a Chinese state-owned company, is also struggling and seeking new investors, indicating the state of the Chinese economy. The CEO of Li Auto, one of the leading EV companies, concluded that companies need to band together to survive in the oversaturated domestic market. He also emphasized the need for government intervention to prevent further bankruptcies. With the entire Chinese automotive industry in panic mode, it's now up to the government to acknowledge the new reality and respond accordingly. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit to stay updated on the latest vehicle trends and upcoming videos. See you next time.